is Tuesday, July 18th. We're driving home from work today. Got big plans tonight for a work night. I don't normally do stuff on work nights, but it is Fun Fest this week. And I have my third race in as many days today at Bays Mountain, which is a local nature preserve, mini zoo type thing. There's about 40 miles or more worth of trails at this park. Tonight I am running at the Wolf Run 7-mile race. This will be my first trail race, not my first trail run. I just picked it up here a while back, but tonight's going to be a learning experience. There's not going to be any personal records or anything set for me tonight. The idea tonight's to finish under the time limit, not get hurt, and have a good time. All of those are going to be really important tonight, and I'm sure we will. All of us will have a good time tonight. So, headed home, gonna get ready for that. I'll pick you guys back up at the park here in a little while.
I'm glad they moved us from 284 over to 2.
Howling, they just look at you funny and go back to sleep. So, while I'm howling, I need everybody else to be real quiet. I will say though, we just fed them earlier this afternoon, and with it being as hot as it is tonight, they may not do anything but look at me funny either. So we'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. All right, here goes.
You'll be glad.
Got a wild human. Takes a minute to get them wound up sometimes.
Almost mile 6 on this trail run, my first ever, and this is the most humbling experience that I've ever done, and I've run a half twice. So I just wanted to check in for a second. I'll be back after the finish. Just finished up my first ever trail run, 7 miles at Bays Mountain, and yeah, I've already said it once, and I'm going to say it again. It's the most humbling thing that I've ever experienced. And I've ran 2 half marathons, and I feel like they were easier than this was. That doesn't mean that I didn't have a good time, because I had a blast. My legs, however, are hammered. And these people don't realize that I'm letting them go. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the park. It was beautiful, it was hot, it was humid, it was a blast, it was grueling, it was painful, and I can't wait to do this one again. It's usually the running mantra. I was woefully underprepared for this. I'm going to do my best not to let that happen for this race next year. I've got an entire year to get ready for it. I want to talk a little bit about the trail race yesterday evening. You know, the evening kind of started off hectic because I got all the way to the park and realized I had the wrong freaking shoes on. They were still my running shoes, but they were road shoes. I've been running trails on a different pair of shoes. So I had to call somebody to see if they could bring them to me. And then, of course, wait on them. So while I'm waiting, you know, I'm pacing, I'm stressed out thinking that they're not going to get there in time and I'm not going to be able to run in the right shoes. And so I didn't get to do an intro like I wanted to at the park, and it kind of started, you know, the evening off on the wrong foot for me. And then it was my first trail race too, which I know I've said a couple of times, but to be completely honest, I was pretty intimidated by the time we got to the start line. I didn't know how the logistics of the race starting were going to work. I didn't know how much different it was going to be than actually, you know, the road races that I've ran in. I'd ran part of the course a couple of times before yesterday, but it had been over a month since I'd been on the trail. I'd been off from running for a couple of weeks because I'd hurt my back, so I had all of this crap in my head. And then I had part of me saying, you got this. You set a personal record on the 8K race just this past Saturday. You're good. So me and Tony, we head out, decide we're going to run together. The first 2 miles is good. You know, I'm setting the pace. You know, we're running and we hit that really big hill that most everybody walks. And get to the hill and we start walking up, and about halfway up it, Tony starts pulling away. Not because he's trying to run off and leave me, but because he power hikes a little better than I do. And I let him go. I didn't want to hold him back. And before I knew it, he was out of sight and I was nowhere near the top. Well, by the time I got to the top, I looked down and I could see him ahead of me a ways. And I thought, okay, this is downhill. I can catch him. So I power down the downhill. And then, I mean, this is an intense downhill. Well, that was the wrong thing to do. By the time I got to the bottom, my legs were spent. They were done. And I'm only 2.5, maybe 3 miles into a 7-mile run, and my legs are over it. They're done. From there until the end of the race, it's run, walk. With more walk than run, I'm sad to admit. There was a couple sections on the trail. Once we got to the single track where I got stuck behind a couple of older gentlemen that just refused to share the trail, and it wasn't like I could force my way by them because it would have made somebody go over the edge and end up in the lake, and I wasn't about to do that. So the last 2 miles were brutal. It was probably the flattest part of the course, but I almost tripped twice because I was so tired. I got stuck behind, you know, the trail hogs, and I had to walk a lot more than I wanted to. At one point, the clip from earlier where I checked in, you know, and talked about how humbling the experience was, I was on the verge of tears, and running's never had me so frustrated or upset that I wanted to cry, but it's had me pretty mad before, but never so much that I wanted to cry. And I'll be honest, I did. I wanted to. There was a couple of times I got to the cutoffs on the trail to where I could have gotten off and just went to the car and went home, and had to really fight myself to not do it. The point is that when I said it, I truly meant it. That is the hardest race, the hardest thing, period, that I have done since I started running. And I said this to Tony after, and the more I think about it, the more I think this is true. I've improved a lot over the last year, leaps and bounds for me. I mean, my 8K time this year was almost a whole 7 minutes faster than last year's. That's huge for a year. I think this was the race, this was the event, this was what I needed to humble me, to slow me down, to tell me, hey, yeah, you've gotten fast, but you've still got a lot to learn. And I needed that. I don't think that I'd let all that go to my head. Not a lot. It did a little bit, but I needed yesterday. I needed it to knock me down and say, hey, you still got a lot to learn. And that's what I've taken away from yesterday. I had a blast. It hurt. I was mad. We had to go outside to eat the food afterwards to get away from young children and people with sensitive ears because my brain mouth filter was done. Every other word was a cuss word. I was mad at myself. I was mad at the trail. So, you know, the race was last night, the video's today. But yeah, I just wanted everyone to know that that was my takeaway from that, was that every now and then you're going to have something come along. You're going to have a really good streak, and then you're going to have something come along that gut punches you and says, hey, you need to slow down, because you still got some things to learn. So that's where I appreciate you watching and clicking on the video. And as always, if you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can get more videos. And if you like the video, please drop me a like, and leave any comments with any video ideas or constructive critiques for the video or content moving